What's up everyone, Speedy here. In this psychology guide here, I'm going to show you some different ways that I would go about improving my mechanics and how that could help you. Like any mechanics guide, you start by breaking things down into essential steps. So what you want to do first is think about what the mechanic actually is, and also a second part of it that you really should make sure you think about if you want to improve your mechanics in a very practical way. Ask yourself, what positions is this mechanic going to be beneficial? And in what situations are these positions going to occur? And how do I prepare myself for this? That's a question and a series of questions that you need to make sure you ask yourself. There's a big reason why. When it comes to long-term memory, there is, in many applications, an important focus on what we call semantic memory. And it's a type of declarative memory in which you're thinking about a situation, a scenario, something that happened. So imagine you're going for your first ever ceiling shot, setting this up, and then you get a shot. Congratulations, you've now completed your first ever ceiling shot goal. Because you imagined that, you have created now the possibility of something that you can build, and you can now create situations that this mechanic and this goal can now become useful. By doing this, you start to lock in something called long-term memory. And essentially it allows you to have the ability to understand the learning of a mechanic, but also how to use that mechanic in different situations. And that is a very useful skill. So you want to be able to use good psychology principles to be able to understand different mechanics, as well as also different decisions that you need to be thinking about in advance to play is happening. So say you're kind of going for different plays, like you go for the reset there, that's use of mechanics. But what if, say, for example, you start visualizing that you're doing this mechanic, and say, for example, you're just going for this, and there's a defender there. So now visualize the idea that you need to shoot it on the right half of the net because there's somebody on close net. As you can see, why not us? Good shirt right here. This is a special shirt for me. But it also is cool to see the Genji Mobile One Racing decal, and along with it, gold Cristianos. And I feel pretty happy with this setup. I do not have the gold Fennec. I have just the baseline Fennec, and that for me is like, it wasn't all that long ago. I actually finally got the Fennec body after like a good 2-something years of just not having it. So it's always interesting. In this case, I've been playing since 2022. Having been a professional racing driver before, there were many skills that I learned in my time racing, and one in particular that I would say is the most translatable to Rocket League is specifically, as you've probably seen in the theme of this video, visualization, and being able to do what we call imagery training. And in this context, in Rocket League, if you can understand a fundamental mechanic and understand what situations that mechanic is useful, you can then afterwards layer your learning into actually learning the motor skills of it and perfecting the motor skills. Every movement, visualize your fingers pressing the buttons in a specific way to perform that mechanic. That's how fine-grained you can get with this learning. And that's when you become a master, truly become a master in my eyes, of a mechanic. Is that, can you visualize perfect technique, perfect execution, and perfect consistency? And then if you can do those things, you will put yourself into an incredible spot. You will absolutely be able to really, really excel when you're working on mechanics and executing mechanics in real time. That goes a long way when it comes to practicing that, because in motorsports and professional level, you very much do not get a lot of practice time. You have to already be competitive, or you're going to struggle a lot throughout the weekend. You need to be able to have an always learning mentality, and that is also during your training. If you do that, and when you do that during your training, you will improve so much faster, and you'll be able to start excelling as a player. Having given you this advice and information, I hope that this can help you improve your learning. If you enjoyed watching this video and want me to do more guides for you guys, please let me know in the comment section down below, specifically what you would like me to give you a guide on, and I will do my best to give you the best quality one possible. Thank you so much everyone for watching, and if you enjoyed watching this video, make sure you hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Speedy Man out.